2 years ago, you couldn't escape her name. Ice Spice was everywhere. From dominating the charts to collaborating with megastars like Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift, she seemed unstoppable. But today, her fall from fame is just as dramatic as her rise. Losing over 30 million monthly listeners in a single year, Ice Spice has gone from being the industry's golden girl to a cautionary tale. So what really happened? Was it bad music, messy drama, or something deeper? Let's uncover the truth behind her meteoric rise and sudden fall. Ice Spice's journey to fame began in late 2022 when her breakout single, Munch, took over TikTok and social media. The song's catchy hook and unapologetic energy made it an instant viral hit, propelling her from obscurity to stardom almost overnight. But it wasn't just her music that caught people's attention. Ice Spice's image, her bold style, confidence, and undeniable appeal became just as much a part of her brand as her songs. By 2023, she was collaborating with industry giants like Pink Pantheress, Nicki Minaj, and even Taylor Swift. These high-profile partnerships kept her name buzzing and solidified her position as one of the most talked-about artists of the year. Her music videos racked up millions of views, and her fan base grew rapidly, with supporters dubbing her the Princess of Rap. But as her popularity soared, so did the scrutiny. Behind the scenes, there were signs that Ice Spice's foundation of fame might not be as strong as it seemed. For every fan celebrating her success, there were critics questioning whether her music had the depth to sustain her stardom. She was everywhere, but was it too much too soon? As Ice Spice's fame grew, so did expectations for her music. But rather than evolving her sound, she seemed to stick to a formula: simple beats, repetitive lyrics, and the same themes over and over again. At first, fans embraced the consistency, but over time, the novelty wore off. Critics and listeners alike started to notice the lack of growth in her music, with some describing it as uninspired or just plain lazy. Take, for example, her recent tracks that have been panned for their lack of creativity. Lines that might have been quirky in the past started to feel shallow and even cringeworthy. Fans began to voice their frustration online, with many wondering if Ice Spice was relying too heavily on viral moments rather than crafting memorable, lasting music. And it wasn't just the songs themselves, her performances also came under fire. Critics pointed out the lack of variety in her delivery and stage presence. From social media to podcasts, the consensus was growing. Ice Spice's music was getting old, fast, but her struggles with creativity weren't the only thing turning fans away. Things were about to get even messier. As Ice Spice's music began to face criticism, another issue came to light: her behavior offstage. One of the most publicized controversies was her feud with Cleo Trappa, a fellow artist who joined her on tour. According to Cleo, the experience was anything but professional. In a series of viral TikToks, she revealed how Ice Spice gave her just 1 day's notice to prepare for the tour, while other performers had months to plan. To make matters worse, Cleo claimed she had to cover her own expenses, despite being promised otherwise. The internet exploded with backlash against Ice Spice. Fans and critics alike called her out for unprofessionalism, labeling her behavior as scummy and disrespectful. The situation escalated further when Ice Spice addressed the drama during a podcast appearance. Instead of clarifying or apologizing, her comments came across as dismissive, which only fueled the outrage. This wasn't just a minor hiccup, it was a full-blown PR disaster. The incident tarnished her reputation, leading many to question whether her success had gone to her head. As TikTok videos exposing the drama gained millions of views, Ice Spice's image as a fun and relatable artist began to crumble. But the fallout didn't stop there. Another wave of controversy was about to hit, and it would strike at the very foundation of her fame.
What is this?
British delicacy.
An onion?
A pickled onion.
Bro, an onion, bro? Oh my god, I don't know.
You got this.
By this point, Ice Spice wasn't just dealing with lukewarm music reviews or tour drama. Her entire public persona was under attack. Social media, which had once been her greatest asset, turned into a relentless critique machine. Memes mocking her lyrics, performances, and even her personality started to go viral. Parody videos imitating her music flooded platforms like TikTok, with creators poking fun at her perceived lack of talent. The critiques weren't limited to casual internet users either. Fellow artists and commentators began questioning her place in the industry. Was she really an artist or just a social media sensation riding the wave of fleeting trends? Even her most loyal fans struggled to defend her, as the consensus grew that Ice Spice wasn't living up to the hype. The backlash hit its peak when people started calling her talentless and accusing her of relying solely on her appearance for fame. Every misstep, Whether it was a poorly received song or an awkward public moment, seemed to amplify the narrative that she was more of a persona than an artist. And if the criticism of her talent wasn't enough, allegations surrounding her personal life soon added fuel to the fire. Amid the growing scrutiny, Ice Spice found herself at the center of yet another controversy: allegations that she had used Ozempic, a drug originally meant to treat type 2 diabetes, to achieve rapid weight loss. Social media detectives began comparing before and after photos, highlighting her sudden transformation. While Ozempic isn't officially approved for weight loss, it's become a hot topic in Hollywood for its rumored off-label use, and many believed Ice Spice had joined the trend. In response to the allegations, Ice Spice posted a video of herself working out, seemingly to prove she had achieved her results naturally. But viewers weren't convinced. The video, where she appeared to be barely breaking a sweat, did little to silence the critics. Her dismissive attitude in public comments only added fuel to the fire, with fans accusing her of being disingenuous. The internet's reaction was ruthless. Comments flooded social media, mocking her with phrases like "the ice has melted" and "Ozempic, final boss." Her transformation, once celebrated, was now a point of ridicule. For an artist whose career had largely been built on her image, the backlash was devastating. But the problem wasn't just the weight loss itself, it was what it revealed about the fragile foundation of her fame.
This is a moment. Ice Spice is here at the Met Gala. This is your first one. You hit the carpet, you shut it down. Let's talk about how it feels to be at your...
Ice Spice's career was a textbook example of how quickly fame built on appearances can crumble. From the very beginning, her image had been a cornerstone of her success. But when that image started to change, whether through weight loss, criticism of her music, or public controversies, so did the public's perception of her. For an artist whose popularity depended heavily on her looks and social media appeal, this was a dangerous game. As the memes and mockery continued to spread, many began to see Ice Spice as a one-dimensional star with little substance to back up her fame. Even her attempts to push back against the narrative, like addressing her critics in interviews, often came across as defensive or as out of touch. The harsh reality is that marketing yourself based on physical appeal can be a double-edged sword. When everything aligns, it creates instant stardom. But the moment that image shifts, the backlash can be swift and unforgiving. Ice Spice's struggles are a reminder that in the world of music or any industry, fame built on surface-level appeal rarely stands the test of time. And as her popularity fades, one question remains: can Ice Spice reinvent herself, or is this truly the end of her story? Ice Spice's story is a stark reminder of how fleeting fame can be in today's fast-paced world. From her meteoric rise as the voice behind viral hits to her dramatic fall fueled by controversies and criticisms, her journey highlights the pressures of staying relevant in an industry that thrives on the next big thing. Her decline wasn't just about music or image, it was a collision of unsustainable hype, poor decisions, and an unforgiving internet culture. But the real question isn't just why Ice Spice fell off. It's whether she can bounce back. Reinvention has saved countless artists before her, but it requires authenticity, growth, and most importantly, the willingness to evolve. What do you think? Is Ice Spice down for good, or is this just a chapter in a longer story? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the highs and lows of pop culture. Because in a world that moves this fast, there's always another story to tell.